So we're gonna go ahead and check out this video from this podcast, and this guy like pretty much grills this chick, and it's all about pro-choice and whatnot. Let's just go and listen to it.
That, overturn Roe v. Wade, rescinding the right to get an abortion back to the state, leading like
I think it should be state by
victims
state
of sexual abuse. Okay, why?
That's fine. I think if everyone in a state wants something, go ahead and have it.
So if everyone in Alabama wanted slavery back, you'd be okay with that?
Sure. If everyone in the state wants it, go ahead. What do I give a
All right. Well, let's go next topic.
Well,
it's like these questions are so funny.
About that?
These questions
No,
are
we're
so
not
funny
gonna talk
because
about that.
they're meant
So
to trap
I
you
just-
out.
I'm getting nervous.
I just want to clarify.
Yeah.
You understand that that was the same argument that the Confederacy upheld, right? So do you wish that the Confederacy won the war because according to your worldview, the Union impeded upon the state's ability to legislate?
No, but it's
as
an
they liked?
irrelevant argument.
No, so you're glad that the Union won?
This is what I'm saying. All these things are, it's like you're phrasing it in a way where it's like, I could be like, yes, obviously no. Like, I'm not some like psychopath. Like, I live in LA. I'm not some crazy right-wing person.
So now you're saying it's
But if
psychotic to
everyone
say
in the
that.
state wants something, sure, let them have it.
Okay, so you agree
No,
with the
no one's
Confederacy.
voting to bring back slavery now. Oh,
So
cool. So
I
10
just
crazy
want to
people in a
clarify.
state?
You agree with the Confederacy?
No.
But the Articles of the Confederation.
All right, we have to move on. We got limited time
like,
here.
these gotcha moments don't work on me. I'm not a like.
Okay,
It's
Emily,
not
don't get upset.
Okay.
So here's the thing with what she just said. She said if everyone in the states votes for it and it wins, then boom. So like he said, he was saying like essentially abortion should be something at the federal level. It shouldn't be something that the states can decide to have with it or have not with it. Okay, heck, you even look at this TikTok ban that happened. You had all these rich white people that went and said, okay, well, it needs to be banned. Meanwhile, you have millions of people that said no. There's a reason why that's also an issue. But if we're going to look at it like this, I personally believe that yes, it should be pro-choice, whatever you want to do at the federal level, and keep it moving. Okay. I don't think it should be state designated or anything like that, because we also know that we have voter infringement that be going on. Okay, let's keep it real. All right, there's voter fraud and all types of stuff. You have people who, because working at the post office, there are people who de joy took down the flat sorter machines, made it so that it's more difficult, and they know overwhelmingly Democrats tend to vote by mail overall, right? So they're hindering on that freedom that people have. And now you got lost ballots or something's not totaled into it, etc. You also have for voting days where people have to work. It's not a national thing where it's like, okay, you don't have to work, you guys go ahead and vote. So then you are getting people who probably can't get their vote in anyways. You know what I mean? So you have a whole bunch of different stuff that goes along with it. And then when he goes and brings it to slavery, for example, she goes and says, well, I mean, yeah, I'm for it. I mean, if everyone wants it. So if you're living in a state that's predominantly white, which, let's keep it real, okay? And they say, yeah, bring it back so I don't have to work, which is how they were doing. Then it's okay to now oppress even more a group of people just because of their race. And she says, not like we're bringing slavery back. It's been on the ballot. It was on the ballot last year. And you do realize the Constitution upholds slavery too. I mean, so I found that to be very interesting. I felt like this white dude felt like he held his own. That host or whatever he's supposed to be, no. Okay, you're like, well, let's not talk about this. Let's not. What's the point? And this is also another thing. What's the point of having these podcasts? You ain't gonna talk. You know what I mean? There's a saying I have personally, and I say, if we're gonna talk, let's talk. Okay, so what that means is, if we're gonna talk about something, we're gonna talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay, if y'all don't want to talk about it, then let's not talk at all. That's how I feel. If you're gonna be like, well, I don't want to talk about, even if it goes against what it is that you believe, okay, that's fine. But if we're gonna talk, let's talk. But if y'all gonna be like, well, I mean, I don't really want to talk about that, then let's not talk. Let's just look at each other on the podcast, or I'll just be like, yeah, great, yeah, What kind of podcast is that? What's the point of even having one if you ain't gonna talk? But anyways, let's go look at some of these comments. Someone says, wears a Trump shirt, can't provide facts, can't answer simple questions, and gets easily mad when actively getting defeated in a debate. Yeah, definitely not a crazy right winger. Yeah, I didn't notice, but yeah, the Trump she has said like Trump 45 or something, kind of looked like a race car kind of shirt or whatever. It says, I love it when Republicans live in a blue state. They voted for the president, but they forgot about their local government. They don't care about the bad things. They don't care the bad things aren't going to happen to them. They're protected by the democratic state laws. That's also another thing in regards to that. I feel like now more than ever, I mean, not even now more than ever, I feel like in general, the local elections are really where you're going to see some real difference happening, some real change happening, as opposed to the overall, presidential election. Yeah, you're having change, but the stuff that you're really going to see is huge. Now, some people, they get really like stressed out over politics. They get very, just irritated, and they're like, I don't know how I can function. It's just too much. It's too much. And it's just too much stress for them. And, I go and look at it, I'm like, your life's still gonna go. You still got bills to pay. You still got things to do. It's not like you're, oh, now the new person's in. Now everything is flipping around. It's like, no, we still got things to do. Your bills are still due, rent is still due, mortgage is still due, water still due. I mean, you still gotta work. You know what I mean? So, some people I feel like they get a little, and I'm not saying with these people, but I'm saying in general, like they get a little too stressed, and it's like, calm it down. You still got things to do. You know what I mean? Yeah, the president's in charge and, everything that goes on with that. But if you're not voting in your local elections, that's one. That's a huge thing that you could be doing. Okay. Or you're gonna end up with your what's her name, Tiffany Henyard, going to Las Vegas, buying quick weaves, and getting on a private jet and having 24/7 security like she the president. You know what I mean? So I find that kind of stuff to be a little more important in regards to that, and people just relax a little bit, some woo-saw in the air. All right. But also, like many of these states did not vote for these abortion bans. That's the thing. It went back to the states, but not the people. It went back to laws like pre-women being able to vote, or new ones were put in place the state did not vote on. I'm in Iowa and we have a 6-week abortion ban. We had no say in. Turning it back to states does not mean everyone gets to vote on it. So even if that's her argument, that's not how it works. That as well. Because that's what I was thinking too. I'm like, 57% of 57% of Florida voted for abortion rights. 54.5 voted in favor of legalizing the Mary Janes. Okay, I don't know why I did this. It still did not get passed. Same level of government. So no, that's not how that works. All right. But let me know what you all think about this down below.